In this video, we take a closer look at the history of flooding in Cache Creek, stretching back over a century and a half. Farmers and ranchers began to settle in the region around Cache Creek during the early years of the gold rush. The building of the road brought the first hotel or stopping house in 1893 or 1864, and the hotel called Bonaparte House in 1865. Written history shows floods occurring on the Bonaparte River as far back as 1866. Spring freshet has been responsible for floods across the region, leading to property damage and impassable roads. In 1875, local news sources reported the Bonaparte River was the highest since white settlement started. Every bridge across the Bonaparte River was carried away. Flooding was no different in the early to mid-1900s. The Ashcroft Journal reported a flash flood in April 1920, which completely destroyed the home, garden, and orchard of Mr. T. Park. The family barely made it out to safety before the house was completely swept away in a torrent of mud and gravel. In 1948, there was severe flooding throughout British Columbia in May and June due to spring runoff. Although there is no record of flooding in Cache Creek, it is possible that flooding occurred in the community. Spring runoff in May and June of 1972 resulted in the largest flood event throughout British Columbia since 1948. Communities throughout the province were affected, but it is unknown if flooding occurred in Cache Creek. Cache Creek experienced flooding the following year in 1973, where an overland flash flood caused flooding in the park and a brand new subdivision. Then, in 1979, Cache Creek experienced another overland flash flood, on par in severity with 1973. Throughout the 1990s, several flood events occurred, notably in 1990, 1996, 1997, and 1999. In 1990, high water resulted in flooding in the park and throughout the village, and the school grounds required sandbagging. An ice jam in 1996 resulted in overland flooding from the Bonaparte River. In 1999, residents and village staff scrambled to get sandbags together to protect the local mobile home parks and other susceptible areas. Many of these areas, which experienced the odd flood in the past, are now seeing more frequent and dramatic floods due to climate change. Notable flood events in the 2000s and early 2010s include 2002, 2003, 2011, and 2013. In 2003, flooding forced the cancellation of graffiti days at the park. The Sage and Sands, Brookside Campground, and Fire Hall are among the vulnerable properties at risk during these flood events, as well as other properties along Cache Creek. From 2015 to 2021, flood occurrence seems to have increased with flood events happening almost every year. In 2015, heavy rain caused Lopez Creek to flood, damaging many homes and sending debris through the community. In 2017, rising river levels affected the park, school grounds, and Stevenson Road. 2018 saw both the creek and river rise over a month-long period, putting key areas like the Fire Hall, Tumbleweed Hotel, and mobile home parks at risk. In 2020, high water levels once again raised concerns as residents faced basement flooding, the Todd Road Bridge came under threat, and Cache Creek eroded its banks, exposing a critical sewer line that serves 1/3 of the community. 2021 saw localized creek flooding with minor damage around a Fire Hall and Tumbleweed Motel. One of the largest flood events in Cache Creek took place in 2023. On April 30th, in response to the forecasted flooding in Cache Creek, the village of Cache Creek declared a state of local emergency. In the subsequent days, the flooding that took place along the Cache Creek corridor led to the submergence of homes and businesses, infrastructure damage, and the evacuation of residents. The culverts at Quartz Road and Highway 97 filled with debris, impeding the flow of water and forcing water across and along road surfaces. Overland floodwater traveled down Todd Road and over the bridge. Flooding became widespread throughout the village as water flowed west along Todd Road and south along Highway 1, even crossing the Bonaparte River using the Highway 1 bridge. Flooding has been a part of Cache Creek's story since the community was first established along the banks of Cache Creek and the Bonaparte River. While past events have brought significant challenges, they've also deepened local knowledge and strengthened the community's response. Today, important work is underway to reduce future risks, including the development of a flood mitigation plan and a new floodplain management bylaw. These initiatives are designed to help safeguard people, property, and the places we value most. Together, we're working toward a more resilient Cache Creek for today and for generations to come.